This episode is brought to you by Kalona Brewing Company. If you live in Eastern Iowa, make sure to swing by Kalona Brewing Company's tap room. Amazing food and amazing craft beer. If you live in Central Iowa or in the Midwest, swing by your local supermarket and see if they carry the Kalona Brewing Company line of beer. And also swing by your local restaurants, local bars, see if they have Kalona Brewing Companies on tap. If not, make sure you guys request it. I kid you not, you won't regret that. Other than that, enjoy this episode, guys.
Right, some kid looks in here and starts mooning us. Like, hey, look at these guys. Sinking, they got a camera
1, 2, 3, sinking. There you go.
I tried that. I never could get it to line up.
Me neither. I tried that
Didn't
before.
matter.
We've almost just abandoned the video part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the video part gets much views anyways compared to downloads.
Yep.
Yeah, not even close. We get way more downloads than views, but that's okay. I mean, I appreciate that better. That just means they connect closer to us. Listeners, we might keep this in, guys. So
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Beer Fish Fanatics. This is Grandy with Ma Pop Fishing. We have
Kit with the Fishing Kit YouTube channel.
And today we are live on site at Mistress Brewing Company up here in Ankeny, Iowa, drinking some beer. And we have some professional podcasters joining us once again today. Remember, we are the greatest underground fishing podcasting beer idiots. But we have Brett and Ben from the Short Rod Show, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
And if you guys haven't, make sure you guys go check out their podcast, especially if you're ice fishermen.
We've been on here before.
Yeah.
Do you know what episode number that was?
I have no idea. I have to go back and
Man, you're
research.
terrible.
Oh, you know?
87.
There you go.
Okay, if you're wrong, you have to do 2 donkey kicks.
Sounds about fair.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, we'll look it up, guys. So I'll go.
Can I have like a buffer?
I'll give you a 1 episode buffer.
Ooh,
How about 2?
Ooh, that's tight.
2 each way.
2 each way?
Over under.
87.
Ooh, all right. I'll do that, but then it's going to be 3 donkey kicks and a slam beer. And if you're within those 2, I'll do the donkey kick.
Well,
with
it
you.
was. If it gives you a clue, it was probably last February. I think is when we recorded it.
He might be close.
I don't know when you.
Yep.
He's pretty
debuted
close.
it, but-
Yeah.
That was the last time you had spam?
Yeah, I know. I've thought about it ever since.
But I think you're pretty close. I'm pretty sure you're pretty close. But we'll see, unless you looked it up before you came today.
Yeah, I was like, man, just in case this comes up.
Never know. But cheers, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
We decided just to have you guys back on because I'm assuming you guys don't get to talk about open water fishing as much on your podcast. And I just figured, you know what, let's get a bunch of ice fishermen out here and drink some beers. Plus, last podcast, we didn't get to do it in person. So
Yep.
figured.
Oh yeah, that was the heart of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, though, with our podcast, the amount of open water content we have. But that's because we're an ice fishing podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But
We're,
there's a lot of
we-
applicable.
we still
things.
talk about it.
Yeah.
We try and get an episode out, but that's been a crazy year. So
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
We'll get one. We did the long rod show once or twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've listened to that yet.
Have
then.
people been bugging you guys?
No.
Now we'll start getting more people bugging us maybe July, August.
Yep.
But right now it's pretty fresh that we're over and ice fishing's done, so people don't get too.
Right. Are you guys relieved?
Yeah.
Like, there's no pressure right
You
now.
guys know how it is. It gets to be a grind. you
Yeah.
know?
Especially
I mean,
towards the end of the season, it starts.
Yeah,
getting a
you're
bit
like,
of a
all right,
grind.
yeah, I'm ready to get the boat out, open water. We'll get out there.
We're
Put the short rods away.
yeah. It was a grind for ice fishing for me. I was done
Yep.
at that one point. I was just like I was over it for a little bit there.
And people are still out. I mean, they were out,
Yep.
2-3 weeks ago up on northern Minnesota.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Just on like 30 inches of ice I saw.
Really?
Up on Leech.
30 inches though?
Well, crappy ice, but yeah.
Wow.
But still, 30 inches of crappy ice you can still walk on probably.
So what do you guys think about the weather we're having now? It's 95 degrees outside, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's nice. I like the heat.
Yeah? I could do without the heat.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it without
really?
the heat.
Oh, man. It doesn't bother me too much.
What I hate
Get a
is
little breeze.
that 40-degree crappy weather we were stuck in for like a month.
Yeah.
All of April.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
So as everybody knows, I mean, we technically skipped spring. I think it went straight to summer now, because we're in the 90s and everything.
Well,
so
40 degrees is still spring. It's just crappy spring.
shitty spring. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know what the cussing was on this.
That's all right. We
Shit.
We
No.
bleep out anything that's
No
rated
hard
R.
Fs.
Yeah.
No hard F's.
No hard
All right,
Fs.
all right.
Oh, yeah, you guys do edit these things. So
At least
yeah.
we know what we're dealing with.
Yeah. I think Grandy, when he was talking about spring weather, I think he was talking about like 70s.
Yeah.
It was probably, thinking
Next week.
back, it was like 70 degrees maybe like 3 days
Yeah.
so far. But next week's looking pretty good.
We'll see. But so everybody, if you don't know, the crappie bite, as I see on social media, has been picking up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I know your guys' neck of the woods has been. Have you guys been out at all, like chasing any of these crappies that I see that people keep posting? Or
Man, we're terrible.
or is life has been too busy?
Life has gotten in the way.
For Ben, I've been out.
Brett's been out. He's got the experience. He's been out on some cool family trips.
Yep. So, well, what I did in March, when it was kind of crappy weather in between ice fish and stuff, was the DNR has all those cabins and stuff that they have on various lakes or whatever, and they're like $100 a night, and they're, I don't know, relatively nice. They were built, most of them within the last 5 years, so they're pretty nice. So this past week, we rented one just south of Williamsburg on Iowa Lake. And I mean, I wouldn't say it was anything special. I mean, we were catching 9-10 inch crappies. Nothing that you're going to come and burn the place down with. But I wasn't afraid to say that either, because frankly, I think that place was getting way overfished. It's like a 100-acre lake, and I bet there were 20 boats out on there.
Jeez.
The one morning that we were out there, I was like,
No
holy
way.
crap. Half of them had Livescope, out there scoping schools of crappies out in the deep, 20-some foot of water. But I never caught anything on the boat. All the crappies I caught were from shore, right down from our cabin.
Interesting.
I don't know if it was the boat spooking them off or whatever. It was. Maybe you guys know a little bit about this. It was kind of choked out by that curly leaf pondweed. So it's invasive species. I mean, it makes it real thick wherever it can grow along the shoreline. And I wonder if they were just sitting on the outside of that, and as you'd cruise up with your boat, you'd spook them off or something. I'm not sure, but
Were those guys with the Livescope, were they slamming them at all? Could you tell or no?
you'd definitely see them hit them, but they were out deep. I mean, as I was cruise around deep, and by deep I mean like 20 foot was the maximum depth. You would see schools on my side imaging and stuff, and I was like, holy crap. And then you'd just see the guys, they had spider rigs, and they were running their, I mean,
Legit.
for all the bigger fish that I caught out there, I could not believe the setups of some of these boats that were out on this lake. I was like, holy crap, there must obviously be something else going on this lake that I'm not aware of.
Huh.
Because, yeah, like I said, I mean, average 10-inch crappie. So, I mean, it's nothing like you're going to write home about. But, I mean, it was a good bite. But,
That's weird, because to me, that's kind of like just some random in the middle of nowhere lake.
yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
Huh.
Yeah. One
Spider
boat
raiding
ramp.
crappies.
Not hardly enough room to park 3 boats or 3 trucks in this parking lot. But, yeah.
Huh.
Spider rigs for crappies, is that cheating?
No, that's normal. I think
Is that
that's why
normal?
people do spider
Yeah.
rigs is for crappie.
Huh.
But it's not real common up here.
No,
that
that's what I was
know of,
wondering.
you
Red
know?
Rock, people do a lot of it on Red Rock.
Really?
Really?
That's something I'd like to try. We could set up a little PVC tree setup for spider rigs.
Sure.
Try it out.
You guys have your third lines, so that way you guys
Oh,
have
yeah.
6 in the boat.
Well, I'll have to get one, but yeah.
yeah.
So multiple lines with spider rigs, that'd be interesting.
Multiple. I don't think we're talking about the same thing here, Grandy. If
I
you're-
don't think so. either.
So
Spider
just-
rig is basically you got a bunch of rod holders out in the front,
Okay.
and you have like a cane pole sticking out, and then you're just going down.
Okay.
like
And-
12 or 14 foot rods.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
and
never
then
done that.
you have 2 or 3 people in the boat, then you can run 6 to 9 rods off the front, and you set them at various depths, and you just ease into the structure, and you ease back out.
Yep.
And you ease over here, and you ease back out.
Yeah, you kind of need a boat to do it.
Is that fun?
That's probably why you.
Doing
I
that?
don't
Or
know.
do you
I've
feel,
never done
or do you
I-
feel
I
that's
have a feeling
cheating? Or
it'd be-
you guys don't feel like that's a little? I don't know.
No, I don't think there's anything
I don't
wrong
think
with
it's cheating. I
Why
just
would
don't
you
think
think
it'd be
it's
that
cheating?
much.
I wouldn't say it's cheating, but it's kind of. Is it kind of easier to catch that way?
You can get a wider spread, so then
Yeah.
that way you're not individually casting. But then
Gotcha.
once you catch a fish, you're just lifting it up and
Yep.
flipping in your boat and trying to
Okay.
get some more.
I mean, it's very effective.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never done. I don't think I have the patience to have the boat go that slowly into stuff.
It's all boat control there.
Yep.
And that's a whole nother deal. That's what I'm learning right now.
So you gotta have a boat.
It's all the boat control.
Get a boat, man.
Hey, you're the one that was talking about
Done.
getting a boat.
Nope, can't do it, dude. I already got vetoed on it. I told you, man.
Hey, you're making all this card
Sell a
money.
few more cards and buy a boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be nice, but the thing is, you sell sports cards, and what do you do with that money?
Buy sports
Hey,
cards.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You buy more so you can sell more.
You got to hit that $1 million Jordan card or
That
whatever.
would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yep. Then Kit could have a boat. You could have a boat. And we could get new boats.
Dude, if I ever open up a pack of a Jordan rookie card, I'm not selling it.
What?
What?
Hell no.
Don't
Jo-
even say that.
Jo-
I got-
it's a holy grail, guys.
Yeah, I've got no sentimental value to it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going right down to ABC Pond down
those
here.
girls are going to want to go to college at some point.
Yep.
They can worry about that later. I would grade that, and I would keep it. Dude, it's a holy grail. That's like a card. That's like a once in a lifetime card, guys. You don't just.
I have a feeling if
You
you sent that in to grade it, they would just take it and be like, oh,
No.
I don't know where it went.
There's so
Sorry.
many. You'd be so surprised. It's like, but anyways, it's. Trust me, I don't know, man. You got to be if you're in it and that's something you love. It's like you wouldn't get.
Yeah,
rid
take
of
my
it.
picture with it.
Think of it
holding
this way. That's you know what it'd be like. It's like us, you guys catching something that you're gonna mount on the wall. You're never gonna get rid of it.
I don't know. I usually put them back.
A true catch and release.
What if you caught a state record?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do.
We had that, so
that was some good points from your last.
Not about keeping
your
it. It would be
podcast.
how could I keep it alive to get it weighed
You
and
can.
then be able to get it released.
you can't.
You can't. He
Yeah.
says it's basically impossible.
Yeah, it's
That'd
basically
really be
impossible.
at a crossroads there. I think
I
I'd
think
turn
it's
it back.
possible. If you had a live well set up cooler, right?
Yeah.
But then he was saying you can't even run the same water.
Nope.
You can't transport water from a lake anywhere else.
It ha-
so
it
you
have-
have to bring your own
Yeah,
water.
bring your own water.
Yeah,
Put
I can do
fish
that.
in.
Yeah, but
So-
you gotta get rid of the chlorine. You just make it fresh water wise. I
Yeah,
guess. I guess you can
G-juice.
do it.
G-juice. There you go.
You really have to plan ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would keep it in the
Every time you
net
it
for
goes
a
out,
while.
he's going to have the live well cooler
And
with
then
the
yeah.
G-juice in it.
Yep.
That's
The ice water.
That's pretty much what you're gonna have to do. You have to plan that you're gonna catch a state record every time you fish.
Well, I do.
Oh, well, then there you
I
go.
mean, you don't go out with that plan.
Yeah, I go out with that
Right?
mentality every time.
I was actually down
I
at Fleet Farm looking at stock tanks because I'm
Yes.
He's
That's what I'm talking
planning.
about.
He's planning.
I don't know where this is going, but stock tanks at Fleet Farm sounds awesome.
I plan on building a bait tank. That's
Yep.
why.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of going out catching bait and then got nowhere to put them. Throw them in
Yep.
the freezer.
Yep.
They don't work as good. Same for like minnows. If I got extra minnows, I could just throw in there.
How big we talking?
Yeah, how big and what kind? Aluminum or
No, like a
galvanized or plastic?
plastic.
250 gallon.
75 or 100. And
Oh,
I didn't realize how big they were.
Oh, yeah.
Then I went to go look. Holy shit, these things are big.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna get the 100. I was like, damn, this thing's huge. It barely fits in the bed of my truck. Okay, I'll do 75. Like, damn, this thing, it's not as long, but it's taller than the
Yeah.
100. And then I chickened out. I was like, okay, I gotta rethink this.
So give me a 10,000 foot level of how you plan on building this bait tank.
Get a pond pump
Okay.
to circulate the water, and then I was gonna build a biofilter with like a bucket and a bunch of was it like filter material,
Yeah, like
just
yeah.
sponges, random shit, maybe like
Rocks,
lava rocks.
sand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some charcoal.
That works.
Yeah, and then that's pretty much it.
Think
I
so.
might inoculate it with. I have a bunch of friends that are into like the aquarium hobby. I was just gonna use some of their water, some of their media, and just put it in my bucket, just to, because you want to get rid of the nitrates.
Yep.
So, because the fish are gonna be pooping, peeing,
Yep.
and then if you let that get out of control, then the fish start dying.
Yep. G-juice.
GG.
Yeah, but that doesn't take care of the nitrate, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I kept minnows alive for I don't know how long.
That
until
was
I
that
forgot
was
about
impressive.
It was impressive.
Yeah?
8 drops of it in the angle, just like it said.
Weeks.
No problem.
See,
You had at least 3 weeks.
Yep.
like right now, I got the little angle cooler. I think it's a 7-quart.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I got 5 bluegills in there right now.
Ooh, nice.
And I've
In
been
a
changing the
7.
water out every single day. If I miss a day, one bluegill's he's keeling over. So I'm like, all right, I got to do something different.
Cut bait. Cut bait.
Yeah,
Do you have a bathtub you could test it in first? Just
Yeah, I
test your
could.
proof of concept. Right.
Right.
Keep a fish.
That is
on.
one thing. Speaking of the bathtub, blows me away when you see pictures of people putting their fish in bathtubs.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? What the hell's going on?
Oh, dude, I actually I'm in this one catfishing group, and for some reason, like bathroom selfies with fish is kind of a big thing. Like, why?
Why are they even going in your house?
Right. So this dude, he has pictures of carp in his bathtub, and he's doing selfies with no shirt on, and he's got like a fro, but he's a white guy.
He's gonna take a bath with them.
Oh,
That's
it is.
awesome.
Hey, they don't have a tank and they want to keep it alive. I guess.
No,
No,
it's
but
not
even
alive.
just that.
Yeah.
But I
just-
see fish all the time. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I caught my limit, and their pictures of the fish still alive in their bathtub.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because they don't want to dirty up the house. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you're
Because-
getting your bathroom dirty.
Yeah.
Agreed, but then in their mind they're thinking, well, there's access to water and can wash everything away.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, just
That
leave it in
seems
the
like a
backyard.
stretch.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I'm with you guys. I'm with you guys
Especially
on
carp.
that. But
Jeez.
Somebody tune in or write in.
Yeah.
yeah.
Put it in the comments.
You know what would be funny if that guy, that white guy with the afro,
Listen.
it was listening to this.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
He's like,
I
I got a
do
good
that.
reason. for
I
that.
do that. I take my shirt off.
Is he talking about me?
I have that picture saved because I thought it was hilarious.
That's pretty funny. So you guys haven't fished around here locally, around you guys' ponds?
No, I haven't.
Really?
I've been kind of busy boat rigging lately, so
Okay.
that was my big project this spring. So
What are you
Get
rigging?
my boat set up.
Set
Yeah.
up for?
So we got some time. So I was holding out for Livescope Plus after talking to Brett, talking to all our fishing buddies. Like,
Well, I wouldn't have told you to hold out for it.
what should I do? Should I get the cheap Livescope because it's on sale?
PS22,
Should I
man.
wait? Brett's all PS22 all the time. He's all that. That's all
yeah,
you need.
you guys are team PS22s.
So
over
we
here.
need-
So I did not put a pre-order in, but there's a big bass tank fiasco on that. If you guys heard, on
yeah, I've seen
guys
that.
trying to get it. They pre-ordered from the bass tank, and they said, "Yep, we'll get it in 2 weeks." Whatever. Never showed up. Hard time getting their money back. Whatever. So I never did that, which is fine. But then I always figured, oh, I'll find it online or whatever. No big deal. No, it was like a wild goose chase, trying to find a Livescope Plus. And I got lucky on a Friday. I called Shields in West Des Moines, and they said, yep, unofficially, or officially, we don't have one. But unofficially, we have one that a guy has not claimed. And we called him a couple hours ago, and he hasn't picked up. Like, oh, okay, we'll put my name on it, if he doesn't call back or whatever. Okay, sounds good. So then they call back an hour later. Hey, we're going to give him another hour
Jeez.
Oh,
just in case he calls back. I'm like, oh, well, that's fine. Whatever. Just let me know. So then another hour goes by. They call me. Hey, it's yours. It's got your name on it. Come get it. That's fine. And I show up to pick it up, and the guy at the fishing counter was like, yep, it's downstairs, but there's 3 other guys that called today to get one. And we put your name on it because you were first. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Holy smokes.
dang, that is crazy.
dang.
So, and I ended up getting it from Shields, which is cool. They were cool about it. And got that rigged on my boat. I got a summit pole. I got the ice pole. Did the ram mount on the side. I've only been out probably 2 hours.
Talk about the scooter before you get too far in. Talk about the scooter mount.
Scooter.
I was on Big Creek testing my setup, and Daniel Sanchez was there in his
He knew it right away.
tiny boat.
Local celebrity.
He knew right away what that
And
was.
we roll in on the dock, and he's rolling in too, and he's like, dude, 6 scooter mount.
Yeah.
Just first thing he said. And I was just blown away. I was like, that is freaking hilarious.
He's out there in his pond prowler.
So what's funny is if you guys follow like the Livescope forums, guys are putting on ways to mount their Garmins and stuff on their boats. And everybody wants a mount that's like high up where you can see it. And you don't have to bend over and you're not constantly looking down at the ground. And they're like $400 swing away mounts, whatever.
Right.
So I saw this Garmin page where a guy took a kid's scooter, hacked off the wheel on the front, bolted it to the bow of his boat, and he's got a Garmin right up in his face. and I did the exact same thing for $20
Oh shit.
at
That's-
Walmart. And it's slick.
It's
I'm going to
legit.
paint it black because right now it says like Crave XL or something, some goofy Chinese, scooter name.
Leave it.
Leave it.
It's bright
That's
green.
character.
Yeah,
Yep.
it
It's
turned
got
out
character.
really good. So I can fold it down, I can fold it back up, I can extend it up like 4 feet, and you can spin it if you want. But
Yep.
it looks pretty sick.
Yeah, just U-bolt off the
Yep.
scooter handle
Yeah, you bolt your
bolt right up.
Garmin mount right to
right
it.
to it.
Dude, that
So it's So I went with 2 more 93 SV. So I got 73 SV on the console, a 93 on the side of the console, and then a 93 up front.
Network
Jeez.
together.
And they're all networked. Yeah.
So you got 3 screens on your boat.
I
Should've
have
went
it
4.
set up how I want. It just took a long time to wire and plan it. I planned it all out. I had to draw out a freaking boat diagram of this much wire from here and the network cable here and a hub to. Oh,
Well, and you run it all off of your DeWalt battery still, right?
no.
Oh, no.
I'm running off my amped. So I ran off a 30 amp amped outdoors battery.
The Garmin's are hooked up to that. Is the Livescope hooked up to that?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So everything's hooked up to that one battery.
The 2 screens in the back. Sorry, the 2 screens in the back are a starting battery because I figured that's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
They don't take much, but that Livescope takes some power. So.
Well, we might have to go record an episode on your boat.
Dude, it is.
and
Ben's
just kind
barge.
of
It's slick.
We might have to go check it out. I'm just saying.
I did perspective mode for the first time, which was sick.
Yeah, I actually tried it through the
Dang.
ice for the first time too.
And you could see a bass going floop,
Really?
swimming away. It was nuts.
Huh.
And I was telling Kit earlier, I don't know how much better it is than actual Livescope, but it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm not regretting it at all.
Interesting.
But yeah, I need to get out in it more and
Well,
take
what'd
some
you
more
think?
people out.
What'd you
and
think
see
of it when you had it mounted to your trolling motor?
So yeah, I
before
did
you
it on my
the
trolling
pull?
motor for about an hour because I was waiting on my Summit setup to come in.
yeah.
Not impressed. I do not have. So I have a Tarova, which is the you can pedal control it or whatever, but it's not a cable drive, so it's not a linear kind of sweep. And I could not get it dialed in to see. I need to point it that way and my jig's that way. I could not get it lined up. So the boat control thing.
What do you mean you couldn't
in
get
the
it lined
wind,
up?
I could, but it's too hard to control your boat.
Oh, yeah,
I need
you
it
had no boat
independent.
control
No.
at that point.
And the way I fish is more like park somewhere, skin around, cast a fish.
Yep.
So,
Right. Yeah,
Separate pole.
The the separate pole always made sense to me because if your boat or if your trolling motor is pointing to the left trying to keep you in place, that means your transducer is pointing to the left.
Yep.
So, but you're trying to cast to the right or see what's over there. You can't.
Yeah. The only thing I was concerned about is that I wanted one pole. So I got the Summit 18 to 36 inch ice pole, right? And then I mounted that on the ram mount on the side of the boat. And I wasn't sure if that was going to be low enough in the water to shoot to the other side. It could, no problem. I could see off the other way under the boat, no problem. So that was good. And then like you said, when you got kids on the boat or whatever, you're spot locking all the time.
Yep.
Like it's like, oh shoot, kid's gonna fall overboard, hit spot lock, and so then everything gets all crazy. So you gotta have your spot lock.
I just upgraded to the bigger screen myself.
Did you get them while they're on sale?
My buddy Josh, he was saying he was gonna sell his bundle. He's got the 32, and he was talking about selling it to upgrade to the 34. And then I was like, hey, you want to trade screens and I give you some cash? He was like, yeah. I was like, how much do you want? He's like, $200.
Yep.
Like, deal.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got the 93.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
put it on my kayak. That thing is huge
Is it
on
that
the
much-
kayak.
Like
Yes.
having the bigger screen makes
It's
that
like
big of a
twice
difference?
as big.
yeah.
Much a big
Yeah,
difference.
you'd be surprised. It's only 2 inches bigger because I ice fished with him and we had our units side by side. Like, holy shit, that 9 inches is so much bigger.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I think on the kayak though, like 7 inches is perfect. I put the 9 inch on there like a few days ago. Like it's taking up so much space.
Yeah. Now dang it. You're gonna buy another 7 now.
Just swap them
Yeah,
out.
the
Yep.
7s never go on sale though. I mean,
They
it's hard
don't.
to find them on sale. So, but yeah, the 93s are on sale for $700. That's about as good as
Really?
you can get. Yeah,
Oh shit, that's cheap.
with a transducer. So
I think right now I saw it for 600.
maybe.
Yeah.
That means they're coming out with something else, I bet.
Well, that's what I was worried about. But
Omni
at
sonar.
least I know that the Livescope Plus works
360.
with my setup. Like if it never gets updates again, I'm good. Like it works. I'm locked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like I can't get it to work. I don't know when the next Livescope's coming out. Who knows? 3, 4, 5 years. Who cares?
They
I'll be
might
good for a while.
They might surprise us. Because I'm surprised they
know.
even released this one this early.
The Plus?
Yeah, I was expecting iCast for them to announce
Yeah.
something.
What's the you guys can probably explain. What's the biggest difference between
So
the Livescope and the Plus?
So the 34 the plus, so the transducer is bigger. That's what I was worried about. It's gonna fit in a 7-inch hole like what we use.
We're
but
going to
it's
have to
gonna
get bigger augers.
Really? Okay.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
So it's physically larger.
Okay.
Better target separation that way because the crystals and the transducer are spread out, and then better clarity, better range. So, I mean, 100 feet is probably pushing it on the
Right.
32, but this supposedly you can go out 150 feet plus and still see fish.
I'd say 80 is like about the max for the
Yeah.
32.
Supposedly, but I don't have much time with the 32. Other
See,
than
I
just
can see
watching
that.
videos.
If I'm bombing jigging wraps,
Yeah.
snagging wraps is how I like to refer to them. But you could bomb that 150 foot.
Oh, yeah.
If you're trying to chase after
The big one.
something
Number
way out
6 or
there.
8.
Yeah.
see a big muskie hanging out over there, you want to snag him.
I want to learn more about the sonar you sent out.
Oh yeah,
The
that-
Furuno.
Yeah, that stuff was crazy. So I got it off of. If you guys don't already on the Target Walleye newsletter, it's an email that they send out. It's like the Linder Media or whatever does it. And that Brett McComas had it in the most recent newsletter. He's like, "Dude, you guys got to check this stuff out. It's crazy." Where basically it's like, I'd put it at the image quality of like the PS22 Livescope.
Yeah, that's
or
what I thought.
transducer.
That's what I thought when I was looking
Yeah,
at
so
it.
not super precise, but it still gives you a good idea what you're looking at.
Yep.
You can see there's something there in live mapping, but it's a 360 sonar all the way around.
Yeah.
They said they've got, as I read more into it, there's technically 100 transducers in the one unit, and it's shooting out on all sides at all times, pinging off sonar, and that's how you can get the live image. That's why it also costs $115,000
Like half
for
mile,
the transducer.
Yeah, half-mile range or something, right?
Yeah, for a half-mile range. They're using them for like marlin and tuna fishing tournaments.
See, that's what I want to ask because we had Nick from in Hawaii, and he was telling us that they have, fish finders or whatever that, like you're just saying, they're like $50,000 to $100,000. So I'm wondering that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's some of that, and I mean, just saltwater stuff has to be built so much more heavy duty.
Saltwater it conducts sonar differently, right?
Yep.
You have to have way more power
Yep.
to get through it to actually see is what I was.
And in general, if you have a boat in saltwater, you generally will have the money to buy the saltwater stuff.
Right. Your boat probably costs $100,000.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
$150,000.
He was talking about how much money he sells those fish for.
Yeah.
Was legit.
Well,
Like,
well,
I
they
can
can-
catch one fish and it's
They can make money.
Yep.
That's the thing because we
$1,200.
we can't catch a walleye, we can't catch a crop, we can't catch a wiper, and hey, let's sell it. And you know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna sell it, but you could be tournament fishing it and making money.
Yeah, that's different.
if you're good.
But
This guy was catching one fish and he's like, that pays for all my fuel and
exactly.
all my everything getting out.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you're catching tuna.
Yeah.
Ahi tunas and people eat, so they're okay to sell.
And they're
Couple-
big,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Like 100-pounders.
Yeah.
Yeah, like $300 per fish. So if you catch 3 or 4 fish, like he just said, he just pays for everything.
So I was reading, and one thing I didn't mention to you guys on that website, what was that called? Viaro? Furuno, is that you can lock on to fish. Like if you see the target that you want, you can select it, and then it will talk back to your boat because a lot of that stuff's already drive-by wire.
For sure.
So like your motors are already hooked up to all your electronics and everything, and you can lock onto that fish to present that fish your baits as many times as you could. You could just follow that sucker
Dang.
because they're big.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you said, you're looking at a 200 or 300 pound animal out there, so that's
Yeah.
the size of this table.
For sure.
Out in the ocean, you can see that it's not like a little 15-inch walleye that you're
for
trying
sure.
to track down.
For sure.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Imagine when that technology like trickles down to like a Livescope bundle or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Yes. Instead
That's
of 3
crazy.
sonar beams, it's got 100 in there, and it's
Yeah.
just ultra high def.
I think we had a pocket. I'm telling you, I could see it in the next 10 to 20 years. There's going to be where you can just put glasses on.
Yeah.
You're going to put glasses on, and you're going to be able to look around, and you can be able to see where the fish are. I mean, the live scope's going to literally be in your glasses.
I mean, you could
like
I bet you
360,
could
like you just
I
saying.
bet you could transition your Livescope somehow eventually maybe through like Google Glass, and just that image instead of being on your screen, it's just on your Google
That's
Glass.
what I'm saying.
That's not
You
crazy.
You can already send the on the higher units. You can send your image to a TV.
Yeah.
I mean, once they get there, like when you have the glasses, just beam it to your glasses.
Yeah, it's no
just
different.
just
Yeah.
just imagine this: we're fishing, and then you just turn this way. You can see, is there any fish over here? You know what I'm saying? In the glasses, you can technically see turn left, turn right. You can see if there's nope, fish is over here. So that because you just
We still
through
gotta
your
catch 'em.
glasses.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
but
So
still,
what bait
just-
are you gonna throw to catch them? That's where I focus a lot of my time.
Very
I'm
true.
not into as much of the rigging as Ben is. I like reading about it, but
Well,
I'm not
good.
I'm
good
not
now.
all into spending
I
the
just want
money
to
on
get
it.
it set up how I want it. Now I'm good for a while.
Yeah.
But I'll still tweak it, I'm sure. But I like to tweak things.
So do you have plans for your ice fishing setup?
Yeah, so I still have my 73 ice bundle, basically, and I
Yeah.
can just mount the summit pole on the side, mount my black box in there, run the Livescope Plus, no problem. It's just gonna plug and play.
Nice.
Mount my battery back in there, I'm good.
Yeah, the transducer looks like the Lowrance transducer,
It does,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
It looks identical
Yeah.
almost.
I don't know what to think about that.
It must be like a good form factor or something. They must have figured something out for Garmin to be like, we're gonna go that route.
Who knows? They might all be just
I
taking
think-
purchasing
I
licensing
think they
from
did,
Yeah.
Lowrance or
back
whatever.
and
Who
forth.
knows?
Take the good from this company and the good from this, and then license it and
Yep.
put it in their own.
You guys still think Garmin's gonna be top notch all the way?
Oh, yeah.
For the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah. In my opinion, the Hummingbird version is not even anywhere close to the old Garmin Panoptics.
Yeah, like they're not even up to par as the 32.
Yeah.
The 34 steps it up even more. So they're basically just giving themselves a buffer.
They're sucking hind tit.
I look at the tournament guys that are they're good enough to compete and make good money, but they're not interested in the single sponsorships.
Yep.
They're all buying Garmin.
Really?
Livescope.
Okay.
Like they might have like Humminbird side imaging, pretty dang good. The Mega side imaging. So they might have a Helix 15 or something, but then they're running a Garmin Livescope dedicated.
Yeah, if they can do it, I've noticed. Yeah, because I watch that BMP fishing on YouTube,
Yeah,
Brandon Polinick
Brandon.
a lot because he does a lot of bass fishing terms. Just because I find him very
He has
entertaining.
good videos.
Well, I really like
Good
watching
story.
while he's in the tournament mode of like the decisions that he's making, how he's doing those things, and
Yeah.
but you see other boats and stuff, and if they're not required to only have Hummingbird, they all have at least one Garmin unit on their boats now.
Interesting. Okay.
That's weird. Like
Yeah.
for tournaments,
Yeah.
they can like single out what brand.
It just depends
It's
on
just
whatever your
Sponsorship,
contract is.
sponsorships.
Yeah, if you're sponsored by Hummingbird and they're like, no, you can only have Hummingbird, well, then obviously you're only going to have Hummingbird. And
Oh, right.
Hummingbird
yeah.
Mega Live is the best thing ever, but in reality, if
What
I'm
was-
not being paid by them,
What was that guy I sent?
not.
I sent you that boat that's like kind of half sponsored, half not, but he's got the dual trolling motors on the back, and he's got a foot switch that stomps on it and backs him up. Anyway, there's a crappie tournament guy that has one of every unit basically, and some are really old. He's like, oh, I just use this one for maps, so it's like a old 1198 Humminbird or something. And then he's got a Helix, then he's got a small Garmin on the back, and then he's got like 3 Garmins on the front of this little tiny
Jeez.
boat. And he rigged up dual trolling motors in the back just on one foot pedal. So when he's creeping up Livescope, if he gets too close, he can just stop
put the
boat
brakes on.
just by turning the both motors on in reverse and just stopping.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah, it's
Fancy.
kind of cool.
So when is enough?
I don't know, 115,000 seems like enough.
You got a $5,000 boat and
Yeah.
$25,000 in electronics on it.
I'm in my Lumacraft bean can, and
Yep.
yeah,
you guys think it's gonna affect fishing in regards to stability of fish? Everybody always asks that, and hopefully we get the gentleman from Kansas that is going to set up, or he's setting up. What do you call that? He's doing testing with Livescope. What's that guy? I forgot his name.
Ken.
Ernesto told us. Yeah, Ken something.
That was like the surveys they're doing.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Livescope
Yeah.
fishermen's versus
So they're actually doing
Studies.
Studies.
Was
with-
that the word that you were looking for?
Yeah,
Studies?
studies.
Yeah.
I could be
Yeah.
studies. Sorry, shit. But I guess they were doing studies about Livescope.
Yep.
Yeah, live imaging in general.
So
Yeah.
So the one I saw, and I know I shared that with you, was they found that people with live imaging caught bigger fish, but not necessarily more fish.
Yep.
They were searching after. Oh, I see a fish on there. It's decent size. I can go after.
And they were twice as likely to put it back.
Yep.
Like
Yes.
they're twice as likely to be more catch and release fishermen than fishermen without life. Now, that's correlation without causation, but
Right.
that's just
Yeah.
what happened.
Interesting.
Something to think about.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to affect anything.
Yeah.
at this
Biologically,
point.
I don't think there's a
And-
problem, but
unless you get to the glasses view and you're scoping around, maybe that's the turning point.
now I
don't
could
know.
see where they look at, because I saw somewhere where like they're trying to understand like the harshness of that sonar through the water and if that's affecting fish and what they think of that. And I do know that some tournament guys, they only use ice fishing.
Yes.
They only use Livescope to find fish, and then they still fish with like their traditional Vexilars and stuff in the hole because they think the sonar from the Livescope or whatever it's putting out is harsh enough that it's throwing the fish off and they're moving away from it.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, you know what? I've seen it happen a few times. If you see on Livescope, you can kind of see the stitching. That's where the two like transducers line up, or not transducers,
Where they
beams.
overlap.
Yeah, where the beams overlap. Like I'll be looking at it. The fish is gonna stop where the beam is, and they'll do it so many times. Like,
Really?
Yeah, you see them coming up. Like this fish is gonna stop there and just
Oh,
turn
that's
around.
interesting.
Like they'll stop where the beams meet, and then they just turn.
They're like
around.
something's funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when they get double beamed, then they're out of there.
So the 34, that was the big draw of that, is it totally reduces that, where there are no there's not a blind spot there, where you can't have a fish just come in the middle of no beam and you can't see it.
So maybe it's
That'd be
like
interesting
an
to
increased
see.
frequency where they stitch together, you think? Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
I feel like one or two times it's whatever, it's a fluke, but I've seen it happen so many times.
Interesting.
Like, oh, here comes a fish from 40 feet away. Then right when he gets to where the beams meet, he just stops
Wow.
and then just turns around. It doesn't have.
Because there's a couple of spots there where the beams meet, right?
Yeah.
On your screen.
Yeah.
Is there a particular one that they seem to stop at, or it doesn't?
It seems to be the one that's further away.
The first one that they would encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're coming in from farther away, once they hit where those two beams meet, they just stop and turn around. It's happened so many times. Like
something's
there-
wonky.
Yeah, there's got to
I've
be
noticed.
something going on. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough where I'm like, something's happening here. They got to be feeling it.
So yeah, I would say maybe that would be a time where maybe eventually 10 years down the road the DNR has enough data and information, maybe they will intervene with something like that. But as far as like the fisherman point of view, I don't think we'll ever make that big of a dent in the
It is
biology.
becoming a lot more prevalent, though, even, in the last 2 years or 1 year even.
Yeah.
You look at the amount of people that have Livescope, you can look out and go, oh, he's got it. It's on a pole on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
That guy's got like 3 screens on the front of his boat, so he's got it,
A lot of people bitch and whine about it, though. That's why I'm like,
Well,
they don't even have the
They don't
data.
have it and they don't know
And they're
enough
just
about it.
they're just guessing. They're just like, well, he's able to find a fish. It's like it's instant catch. It's like it doesn't work
It's
that way.
not.
Yeah. My thing is, the average Joe, they're not out there buying Livescope.
I don't know, man.
It's
You
getting
see a lot
close.
of live scopes out there. There's a lot of pro fishermen out there if average Joe ain't buying it.
On all kinds of boats, too.
Yeah.
You see some of the boats and you're like, oh, nice.
That live scope costs twice as much as that
What
boat.
was the guy-
He splurged on the Livescope.
I saw a guy on the river. I don't know. This is a couple months ago, but he was in a like mid '80s fiberglass bass boat, and he said he fell out of it. You remember me telling you that? Mm-hmm. Sean and I were out. He fell out of his boat at the ramp into the water and got just soaked. And it's like 40-degree water temps. And he's like, nothing's gonna stop me from going out. And he had a Coleman cooler set up with a Garmin 93 on it on a ram ball, and that was all his self-contained live scope. It's like, dude, that's sick.
Kayak Catfish. I don't know if you guys watch him on YouTube. He's this kayak guy that fishes for catfish.
Oh, you don't
Clever
say.
name.
Yeah.
But I think his Livescope setup, it's in like a Rubbermaid
Yeah.
Tupperware thing. I don't know. There are like, I guess, if you really want it, you can make it work.
Oh yeah, I get the whole portable thing because that would be cool going out in your boat and taking a portable live scope from.
Well,
setup.
For my mount on
Yeah,
my
talk-
boat, for
talk
my
about your pole mount.
PS22,
Yeah.
I got it's $35 on eBay. It's just like a generic like clamp-on transducer mount, and then I don't know, it still swivels a little bit, and I zip tied the transducer onto the bottom of it. And I mean, I haven't got it on the water yet, but it sticks out far enough to be under the boat,
Shoot around.
and I can spin it 360.
My buddy Ryan on his boat, he wedges the. He has the PS22 also. What's that little W thing on the ice mount?
Oh, like just the thing that lays
the
on the
stopper
ice.
thing. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
He wedges that underneath a cleat, and it stays just enough where it doesn't fall off, and he just
And it stays level.
it stays level, and he
Yeah.
still turns it.
Oh, nice. See, that's what I wanted was could I figure a way to just clamp that on?
Yeah.
But I never could figure it
I'm
out.
gonna have to get my yak because I have my deucer right now. It's just a regular Scotty mount. I think it should work.
Sure.
I don't think it right off the yak.
Yep.
Do you have a pole?
Why do it has like I don't know what the hell you call it. It just reaches down to the water. I can push it down.
No, but can you like turn your transducer around?
Yeah, but you don't have to turn it. You could just put it underneath you.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't turn it, but yeah, like he says, I just put it underneath me.
Have it pointing down.
Do they still
guess-
make the PS22?
Nope.
I guess I could just bring it up and turn it. I guess I could do that.
That's a lot of work.
See, that's too bad.
Because I tried to do our Amazon affiliate stuff with it, and I couldn't find it
That
on
has a
Amazon.
really good range, and yeah, if you're not concerned about actually seeing the fish go swim through,
Well, what if I'm
There
just?
you go.
I mean, in my instance, I think I envision myself using it more for vertical jigging.
Yeah.
Than anything. So just having it
or you
point
could
down.
do your own homemade perspective mount, flip that thing sideways, and see how it looks.
I don't know what that would think of that. I don't know. I don't know what it would think.
I just think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I tried when we went out to VisiPay. We fished that little pond behind there, and we were using his Panoptics. I could not. I was like, man, this is
It's slow.
ancient.
It's slow.
Jeez.
It is a little slow. There is
Yeah.
a delay.
You talking about the lag?
Yeah, the lag. Like I couldn't deal with it. I was like, what's going on? I was like, where's my jig? And I wasn't ready for it. It's almost. I feel like it's almost like a second of delay, almost.
It's noticeable, yeah.
It's one of those. When that first came out, it was the shit.
Yeah.
And then if you're used to it, you're fine. Like me, I'm used to it. I'm fine.
Yeah, it would have been different if you got it when it first came out, but you didn't.
You can fish around it, yeah.
That's true.
Get it programmed in your head, and it
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
But no, you're right because when I see his Livescope, like it's a huge delay.
Even-
It's-
But do you feel like you need that detail? Like I don't feel like I
that's
need
the
that
question.
detail. Like I could, like when we were
Yeah.
out fishing Big Creek and we are looking for brush piles or whatever. I'm like, that's all. I mean, that's all we're wanting to fish.
for sure.
And I could tell that there's fish in there because there's stuff moving around. The
Yep.
blobs are moving.
Yep.
To me, it's just cooler.
I think I'm just spoiled, I guess, because
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
started with
It is.
Livescope.
We all
that's
are.
why.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it got us very precise. Like it was to the point where I was like, Ben, we need to go 20 feet, and he's stepping out and he's punching it right on the edge. And I'm like 5 more feet, and he's putting it right on the other edge of
Yeah.
the crib. And I mean, it was
Dialed in.
we were dialed.
But see, I like the idea of the PS22 as like a backup or on the back of your boat, just mounted straight out, looking out wherever you point your boat.
Sure.
That,
You could do
that'd
that
be
too.
good
I'll
for
sell you
that,
mine.
because then you're not going to be using. I don't use Livescope necessarily, just putzing around the lake. I mean, you could.
Well, you've
but-
only used it for a few hours.
yeah,
2 hours. Right?
two. Man, we should be out right now.
I
know.
know. If it wasn't so dang windy.
Yeah.
I had it out when it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah,
that
and you
was
took a wave
mistake.
over the top.
Yeah,
We should be out.
Big
fishing.
Creek can get some big waves.
Took a 4-footer over the bow.
I launched up on the north end a little bit. It wasn't too bad. The wind was coming from the south, and I ended up putzing down the lake, getting a little further. I'm like, oh, I'll try the north end. Bad idea. I was rolling in like 4 or 5 foot rollers,
Jeez.
and I was finally like, okay, this is getting a lot worse. I need to turn around. And I turned around and took a wave all the way over the bow, just stuffed it.
And your boat's 18 foot,
19 and a half.
19 and a half.
yeah.
It's not like a little tin can out
Yeah.
there.
And I was like, okay, we need to go. It was bad.
So talk about Kit. So offline, I was asking Kit, you catch any wipers and everything? Like I kind of want to drag it a little bit out of you. So
Yeah, we
Wiper.
need to talk about that.
Yeah, and a good recipe for them.
and where and what you used and yeah and when.
You're just among friends. It's fine.
Yep.
Stop. Let's go. Do you need another beer? Do we
Yeah.
need to get one more
I'm
beer? in you
getting
to get you
close.
going?
I mean, we could take a break.
Yeah, take a quick potty break, and then we'll continue.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Cool.
stay tuned if you guys want to see my wiper secrets.
Wiper secrets. There we go.
Kit tells all.
Yeah. I'd be interested on baits.
Mm.
Thank you for joining us at Beerfish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Secret Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskersecret.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys.
We're back, and we're about to get some intel from Fishing Kit. So all you local Central Iowa fishermen, make sure you guys are listening right now because you guys are going to get the 411 on how to catch fish.
Wiper.
This is what everyone's been waiting for.
I know.
So
They want-
wiper intel.
They want GPS coordinates, the hot bait. But
How often do you get that? Like questionnaires or messages, DMs, PMs, whatever the
like,
case may be.
where was this at?
Yeah, what lake are you at? Wait, what are you using? How often do you get that?
With
just wondering.
catfish, it never happens because nobody likes catfishing.
Yeah,
Oh.
and they're literally the funnest
Seriously?
ones to catch.
So, like, are you talking views on your catfish videos or not? What?
Yeah, the views on the
Versus wipers?
catfish videos are kind of on the low end, but I just do it because
Huh.
I like catfishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're good at it. You can always catch them.
Yeah.
Well, in Iowa, yeah, I feel like that's the fish to
Yeah.
catch.
Yep.
Like
It
it's
is.
the most readily available besides maybe a bluegill.
Right. Or in a bass, maybe.
Yeah.
But I hold catfish a lot higher than I do bass.
Oh, me too. Same.
Nobody cares about bass.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
we're gaining no
Buddy
audience.
sent me a picture the other day of a guy who cut up a catfish belly and had a squirrel in it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And then so I texted back. I'm like, you know what? It won't be long before you start seeing walleyes in them catfish bellies.
Yep.
And then those walleye guys are going to be like, we got to get rid of the catfish.
Oh, yeah.
They're eating
Gotta
all the
get rid of the
walleyes.
catfish.
They're eating all the walleyes.
But so, do anybody they hit you up on the wipers? Then you're saying, or
Yeah, like
They
for
do.
the wipers mainly.
They do? Okay.
Crappies, not so much, but the wiper videos.
Yeah.
Hey, what lake is this? I don't even
Are
respond.
these dudes you know?
No,
No.
just random
Yeah.
people.
I just can't believe you're pulling all these wipers out of.
Oh, whoa! You're gonna have to
Whoa.
bleep that.
yeah, I'll bleep that out.
I
don't worry.
meant keeping all of these.
Oh, keeping them out of X Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll bleep out the lake part.
All right, there you
But
go. You're the whole issue.
going back to the catfishing, this year I've tried. Normally, I like throwing swim baits for wipers below dams and stuff. I've hit a few dams, nothing. Spend 2-3 hours out there just casting quarter ounce, 1/8 ounce,
Yeah.
3/8 depending on the current. Throwing 3-inch to 5-inch swim baits.
What colors?
White.
White. Come on.
Are they like flukes?
Flukes.
Or
Yeah, flukes.
Yep.
Okay.
And sometimes paddle tails,
Yeah.
but nothing.
Drastic plastic.
Drastic plastics.
Of course.
And nothing. So while I'm catfishing, I've been catching wipers while I'm catfishing.
They're just living amongst each other.
I guess. It's weird.
They're aggressive. They're coming up.
They're hitting the cut bait, right?
Yeah,
Is that what they're
cut bait,
hitting?
Hitting
What?
cut bait.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
while
what
I'm
we're talking.
catfishing.
Oh, I thought you meant like you're casting while you have catfish rods
No,
out.
I'll have three lines with cut bait out.
Sure.
And then
With a float?
no, just on the bottom.
Really?
Yeah, Dunkin' baits.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
How big of a cut bait are you using?
Well, it's been early. Up until this point, it's early spring, and up until now, it's hasn't been really that warm. So little quarter-sized chunks,
Crappies?
Oh wow.
crappies, whatever, shad, bluegill.
So it don't matter the species of the cut bait.
Mostly
they're hitting it
walleye.
all.
I don't know. Let's ask him.
Mostly
walleye.
walleye.
You've been cutting out walleye. Wow,
Yeah,
good job,
yeah.
man.
I could if I wanted to.
Dude, yes. I want to guest star on your video if you're cutting up walleyes.
You know
to
what?
catfish
Like
with.
on the river.
Yeah, I'm in.
There's on the river. There's no size limit in Iowa.
Yeah.
I could keep a 10-inch walleye
Yes.
and use it as cut bait.
I'd love to catch a 30-inch walleye to use as cut bait.
Just do it.
Put the head on that
You-
sucker.
You know how many
Actually,
walleye
flathead
fishermen you're gonna get hated on, but it'd be so cool.
There would be nothing cooler than if you caught a 50-pound flathead on a 20-inch walleye.
Dude,
Oh, dude.
There'd be nothing cooler.
that'd be sick. That would be pretty sick.
That'd be your million-view
Yep.
or YouTube video.
But the real hot bait, you
Oh.
guys would never guess. Take a guess. Like, other than the cut bait, there's another bait that I've caught more
For wipers?
on this year.
A hot dog.
No,
Topwater
man,
frog.
That's my best bait.
no.
No.
You gourds,
Nightcrawler.
nightcrawler,
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
just sitting on the bottom.
Yep.
So weird. In 2 or 3 feet of water.
It's interesting that they're hitting the. Oh, so you're real shallow.
Yeah,
and they're
I'm real
just they're
shallow.
picking whatever they're eating. They're picking it up.
But the
off
thing
bottom.
is, night crawlers next to cut bait, they only hit the night crawlers.
Yep.
So maybe they're feeding on
So
worms
what,
or
what I'm
bloodworms
hearing
or something.
is you need to just have a garden and go dig some worms. You don't need this whole bait tank.
I know.
Well,
I
actually,
mean, that'd be
when,
a lot easier.
when it rains, don't you have like worms all over your driveway?
Yeah. Well, earlier in the season, I was catching them on cut bait.
Yeah.
Okay.
In between catching catfish.
Well, that again, it makes sense that your shad and all the dead. That's what the catfish are up there for.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
the wiper are up there feeding on the bottom also.
But a lot of people never ever have used night crawlers for.
No.
I didn't even know until he told me about a year or 2 years ago. Like what?
We're going to have to bleep out every time we say night crawler, too, by the way.
Okay.
It is the secret
Just
bait.
say night and then
Well, they
bleep
already knew
crawler.
it. Oh, speaking of that, who is it? Iowa Life or Outdoors? Is that his name? He did guess right. He guessed that
'Cause
instantly.
you've seen my video.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
why.
So if you guys want to know, we'll bleep it out. If you guys want to know the secret bait, you have to go back to Fishing Kit's video. He did it last year. He talks about
So that's
it.
an all year thing, or just the
I
spring?
don't think so. I think it's just the spring thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's right on that.
The problem you run into using night crawlers is if something else gets to it before the
Yeah.
wiper does, you could be catching drum, carp, bluegills
Catch is a catch.
Do you ever get it where they take part of it and they don't get to the hook?
all the time.
Yeah.
That's the problem with night crawlers.
Yeah. You get too much on there.
So
and
you're
it's
stringing
too
the whole
much.
crawler on there?
Yeah, he does. Right?
The whole thing, sometimes in half if I'm worried that I'm going to run out of bait.
Yeah.
Start getting scarce towards the end. Cut them in half.
Dang, that's a good issue to have. That means
Absolutely.
you're catching shit, man.
Because it's happened. I went out with 3 tubs of night crawlers, and it wasn't enough.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Yeah.
how many? What the hell? Thanks for the invite.
Well, everything's biting them, like you said.
Yeah.
But that was just we were only catching wipers that day.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So once we
I
got
believe
down
it.
to that last tub,
Yeah.
I had a ration the crawlers. Start breaking them up.
So you're telling me because those tubs are 12.
A dozen.
That's you caught literally probably over 20 to 30 wipers.
See, somehow
Yeah.
I
Jeez.
accumulated 5 tubs of night crawlers, and my buddy's like, "Bring night crawlers."
All
Okay.
of them.
He was like, "Bring them all."
all.
He was like, "Bring them all." I'm like, I'll bring 3. That's plenty.
I'll bring 3.
I'll bring 3. That's plenty. There's no way we're gonna run out of 3 tubs of night crawlers. Well, the reason is I've been using night crawlers and I haven't been doing that good on it. That's why I ended up having
Yeah.
5 tubs of night crawlers in my fridge. I brought 3, wasn't enough.
Damn.
Jeez.
Yeah,
When was this?
a couple weeks ago. No, last week.
Was it last week?
Damn.
Dang, guy.
But the thing is, if they bite it and you don't hook up, that night crawler's gone.
Yeah.
That's another problem with them.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I am a little curious on the wiper deal. So, like in the river, the wiper are quite a bit bigger. Like you can get some magnums,
Yeah, like 10 plus.
10 plus pounders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts or secrets as far as baits, locations, kind of where you find like those big dogs?
Just the river usually
Yeah.
for the big guys, and all of the big guys I've caught on the river have been on swim baits.
Yeah. Not
Shad.
live bait.
Not live bait, just shad looking stuff.
Yep.
Are you talking like areas, some slack water, some current,
Current usually.
just right in the current?
Yep, right in
Yeah.
the current.
See, I think that's something that you miss a lot fishing the
yeah.
river because you're always looking for, seams or slack water or
Yep.
something like that. And the wiper in heavy current.
Yeah.
They don't care.
They love the current.
Yep.
Yep.
As
Why
long-
is that?
I think they just take up so much oxygen. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yep. And then they can get more food, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, everything floating down, they can get
I mean,
everything.
they're eating all the time.
Yeah, when you're fishing those slack waters for crappies on the river, walleyes on the river, you're fishing slower moving stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you go for the fast moving current, that's where the wipers like.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What I learned this year is I need to fish the river more.
Yep.
The river that's something, that's cool.
Yeah.
Was
Like,
way under
I've
pressure.
been spending all my time up on a certain lake. And the river just has everything. I mean, and it's not that bad. Originally, everyone's like, "Oh, you can't go on the river with your boat because you're gonna run aground and it's not deep enough, and you're not gonna be able to."
Not with your boat.
And
This
it's
year,
totally fine.
you can. The river's up compared to the last couple of years.
I think I could no matter what. I'm good.
So that too, here's another question. For the river being up, so I've always had more success with the river being down. Like lower river, because I can find those deeper pools and that sort of stuff. But according to a lot of folks, they prefer the river being up to, I mean, obviously not flood stage, but like where it is now, this is like sweet spot river level for fishing is what a lot of people think.
Well, for the wipers below the spillways, when that water is dumping out of there, I'll just mention Red Rock, I guess, because that's our biggest spillway.
It's
pretty much.
very common anyways.
Yeah. Like when it's 15,000 CFS, I'm like, I gotta be out there.
That's it.
Dang.
When it's high and they're pumping
when it's high, when they're pumping it out of there and the current's ripping. Yeah, I'm out there throwing 3/8 ounce, half ounce jig heads with 5.5 inch swim baits.
Is it high right now? Have you been out there?
It's a little.
I bet they're not
bit,
pushing it
but
that hard right
not
now,
too
are
bad.
they?
Because I was out there last time. When was that? A week and a half or two. It was still. I mean, it's higher than it has been the past 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still not nearly what it usually is. So that's why I was wondering if you've been out there.
We've gotten a good amount of rain, but recently.
With that said, I got skunked there a couple last week. 2
That's
weeks
part
ago.
of fishing.
Yeah. But then people were catching them, big ones too.
Yeah, we see it on social media all the time.
Eat them.
They're good. All right,
They are good.
we can jump on this real quick.
I love talking about that.
Dude, they're so good.
Getting people fired up about taking their limit of fish or no limit, whatever, that the DNR has set.
Yeah,
You can do that. That's
Let
fine.
it ride.
people
Yep.
get so fired up.
Yep. Just because you're a catch and release only, hey, that's fine. Some people don't like that whatever law we have in our country, so
Well,
it's a law. So
What annoys me the most is, I mean, there are avenues that so there's a segment of people that want trophy fish, and they would like to preserve those trophy fish. There are avenues that you could take if you think there are enough of you that think alike
yep.
to get that to make that happen.
Yeah,
Rather than just bitching on Facebook.
Yeah, ranting on Facebook is not the way to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Me personally, I'd rather see everybody throw back all the big fish, but I'm not gonna try to go on
Yeah.
Facebook and tell people. I'll tell them in my videos like, hey,
Sure.
throw these guys back.
Here's my opinion. You should throw back big fish to a point, but to the other point, you catch a trophy and you want to mount it on the wall. Hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
Or
That's
they catch a trophy, they want to eat it. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, they're going to enjoy it.
It's-
As long as that person's going to enjoy that fish and be respectful to it, do whatever you want to do to it.
but I totally understand where kids come from. Like, because that's your personal. I guess what's that word I'm looking for? That's just your
prerogative.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
good word.
But he doesn't push it on others.
Yeah.
You're just
Yep.
you just say this is how I feel, this is what I do. Hopefully others do it. If they don't, so be it. But my thing is, people get, like you guys are saying, people get their panties all up in a bunch on social media. Like you guys said, if you really want to do something about it, you can reach out to the Iowa DNR if you want
They
and
would love
ask
to hear
them.
from you.
Absolutely.
This is the
Love
thing.
feedback.
Guys, from having them on our podcast, they technically, the only reason why they put a limit on bluegills and crappies is just because of social aspect.
Yeah.
They said it's not technically
There's no biological
None.
reason
Yep.
behind the panfish limit.
So if you feel that way about hybrid striped bass or a specific species, there's avenues that you can definitely do to voice your opinion versus on Facebook and arguing with another guy or another gal.
That also has no power over
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then all you guys are going to do is get you guys all heated up on social media and on Facebook or any of this stuff, and it solves nothing.
anything. Yep.
And that's why I try. I honestly, I don't respond to anything, but I want to tell them, like, this is the wrong spot to voice that anger or your opinion. It's not going to solve anything. If you really want to do something about it,
Unless
do
you're
something.
looking for a fight.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing.
Keyboard
people
fight.
are. Some people
Keyboard
are.
fight.
Yeah,
Keyboard fight.
keyboard fight.
Yep.
Or just wait till I see you on the river.
Yeah.
It's on. It's on.
My thing is, like, do you need to keep a 100-quart cooler of 5-pound wipers?
Yeah.
You don't. And I think I would say 95% agree with you on that. But there's the 5% that are like, no, it's legal. I can keep a
Yep.
freaking 58 quart cooler of wipers because I can. So I understand where they're coming from because they're like, it's legal. They're not
Yep.
doing anything wrong. But
You've seen Jurassic Park, right?
yes,
Well, damn, what's his name? Not Ian Malcolm.
Jeff
But,
Goldblum?
Chris
Jeff
Pratt?
Goldblum.
Okay, Jeff
His
Goldblum.
character.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're talking about like science and messing around with nature and stuff. Like just because you could doesn't mean you should.
Yep.
Very true. No, you're right. You're right. But I mean,
But I mean, those hybrids are messing around with nature anyways.
That is true.
True.
That's true. Hybrids themselves is
Absolutely.
us
That
messing
wiper would
around.
never exist. There's no way that the striped bass and the white
White
bass
bass.
would ever commingle, I don't think.
At least not in Iowa.
Yeah, definitely not
Not
Iowa.
in Iowa.
No.
Just throw back big fish so I can catch them.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
done.
There. No.
Because fishing kits said so.
Exactly.
Damn it.
That's what we're shooting for.
But it would be nice to catch a 10-pound wiper. I've never caught a double-digit wiper, so it would be.
But they
kinda
do
cool.
exist. And they do exist
They do
within
exist.
Sure.
They do.
a very short radius of Des Moines.
I agree with you. You just got to find them.
Yep.
The trophy population does exist fairly close to the metro, I think, for a lot of species.
Mm-hmm.
People just like to complain that, oh, I can't catch them because I want to catch them on Big Creek. Well, yeah, no shit.
Or not even just that. They just want to catch.
Yep.
At the end of the day, it's not that simple to catch a 10-pound or plus
Sure.
wiper. You got to put in the time and effort.
That's for any of them, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you want to, you're not just going to be out there on a bobber and a pink fishing pole and. Well, not. I wasn't. I didn't mean. to
Oh,
say
he went pink?
What I meant to say
Why's it
was.
gotta be?
Why it could be
my
pink?
Little
My daughters
Pony.
use pink, man.
What I
What-
meant to say was My Little Pony fishing pole because my son has a My Little Pony fishing pole that he threw in the water the other day. Yeah.
Why
He was-
don't they make those so they float? Come
Oh,
on.
yeah, I know. I
You're
need to
telling me you
squirt some
can't
spray
stuff
foam
that
in there.
rod
No,
with
did
some
it?
spray foam?
Oh yeah,
and then have it float.
sunk
Come
long
on.
enough for my boat to pass, and he's like, "Daddy, Daddy."
Oh, no.
Yeah. Sorry, bud. You're not fishing with my pole. My rod was $100. You're not fishing with
Get
that
the
one.
PS22 out and snag that.
Hey,
sucker
that's
and
something
snag
you're
it
right,
up.
though. For kids' poles, they should make it freaking float.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna spray some spray foam in the handle of the
Just
next
fill
one.
her up.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much,
Not a
right?
bad idea.
At least try it. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we're gonna try it.
My girls are super excited to get on the yak. It's been so windy. I'm kind of nervous to get them on. I don't know how.
So
I'm
how
gonna do it.
is it
Yeah,
two
how does
person?
that work?
It is. It's a two-person
Nice.
yak.
All
It's
right.
it's a tandem yak. The back person, who obviously would be me, is the one who pedals, and then the front person just sits there and enjoys
Chills.
the ride.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
cool. Yeah.
So I've got I think the brand is Beaver Tail. Basically we got it to be a two-person kayak, but it's all open. It's like a sneak boat for duck hunting. Super stable. Like I, as a human adult, can stand on one side and it won't flip over.
Nice.
So I'm like, but it's a little heavy. But yeah, that's perfect. Take the kids out on.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy as shit. Dude.
Yeah.
My yak is.
I can't pick it up by myself.
Wow. Oh, really? I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
pretty
pick.
heavy.
I can
I bet
pick
it
up-
weighs 120 pounds. The one I have.
Mine probably does with all the gear on it easily.
No,
but
this is bare bones. But
So
yeah.
did you have yours outfitted then with electronics and you got the
Yeah, it's
you
all-
mount your
it's-
Garmin
oh.
on there and all that?
the Garmin's ready to rock and roll.
Nice.
I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to put the battery.
Yeah.
Do you need a transducer?
No.
Oh man.
You could rock two transducers.
I got two transducers I don't
Oh yeah, I
need.
need my transducer back.
All right, you can have it.
Now he's got one.
But you know what? I'm excited. I just want to get the yak out a little bit and just. But it's been, like I said, the
Yeah.
weather has not
The
cooperated.
wind is not
Yeah.
stopped this whole year.
It's been really bad. The wind, because we had Ernesto on from Kansas. He's the KD. The
He
same thing
works,
as
for
that.
he works for KDWP.
That's it. Same
don't
thing
know
as the
what that
I,
is.
same thing as the Iowa
Kansas
DNR.
Department of Wildlife.
Yeah, but for Kansas.
okay.
Something.
We haven't released the episode.
Program.
Well, at this
Program.
moment, when he, I
I
don't
think it
even
might
know.
be program.
Yeah, might be.
Wildlife
It's usually what P
Protection
stands for the
Services.
government
Yeah.
program.
But we had him on. He's like, it's been the windiest has it ever been in
yeah.
Kansas. He goes, it's
Yeah.
like they have like warnings of how incredibly windy it is down there. It's been so bad. He said he kayaks fish too. He goes, he hasn't even got his yak out either.
Yep.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year's been wonky, especially farming too. So for work, I do farming stuff, and yeah, it's been wet and cold and sucky.
Yep.
Has been. Fishing. That's what I'm saying. I didn't get. That's why I haven't posted a video because I haven't even been out to fish really at all.
That's where you got to fish the river.
That's
where
where
the river
the wind
comes in.
doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. That's where I'm
mean, to
totally
a
blown
point.
away. I'm like, this is not bad at all. Because originally I thought, okay, I need a few people and it's going to be a handful in the current. It's no big deal.
Yeah, especially this controlled part here of Des
Yep.
Moines.
Yep.
You're right.
not
We have
bad.
a pretty good
I
control.
was gonna say I agree, but man, I've been sucking ass on the river.
We gotta get out on the river, get the kayak out there.
Well, that's the thing
Yep.
though. He's never yet. Have you ever kayaked in the river yet?
Nope.
He hasn't done that, and we don't have a boat, so we would always be shore fishing
I always
in
beat
the river.
I've always beat the bank on
Yeah.
like when it comes to river fishing.
gotcha.
Normally, I would do before in April, I'd be hitting the river all the time.
Yeah.
But I've been fishing lakes, and this is probably one of my best years of catfishing.
Have you done a lot of traveling?
Not yet.
No. I mean, even just in Iowa, outside of the Des Moines metro area.
I'd say within an hour around
Yeah,
the metro
yeah.
area. I think this year I've probably caught like 100 catfish. I feel like.
Holy smokes! We got down to early April. We got down to Lake Saguma, southeast Iowa, Van Buren County. It's very similar to like Brushy, if you're familiar with Brushy, as far as like flooded timber, that sort of deal. Didn't catch nothing, windier than hell. But the week prior, my brother fishes out there, and he was just crushing cats up in the shallows,
Yeah.
right with the ducks. Ducks were landing next to him, and he's just hauling in cats left and right.
Well, we do have one trip planned, and hopefully it will be successful. I hope.
I feel like it'd be a good time.
I think so. Because we're gonna go down south, and hopefully, like I said, I want to target some fish with stripes. Hopefully, I don't even know if the crappies gonna be biting then or not, but we'll
They're-
see.
Well, the spawn, they're going to be ahead of us.
I think
as
so.
far as the spawn's concerned. Right now, I think Iowa, the spawn is like full on.
We're on.
I
right
agree.
now.
Yeah, we are full
Yep.
on the
Yeah.
spawn right now.
Yep.
So down there, they're probably winding down.
But really, we're not that far behind. Maybe a
Right.
week.
Right.
The
We're
weather's
probably
been
like a
pretty
week behind.
consistent, across the country.
But it just went from like 0 to
That's
full
what
on.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think though, when we get down there, I think the white bass and hopefully the wipers should be hot.
I want to catch a stripe.
I feel like the wipers are always hot. Like the hotter the
Yeah.
temperature,
Yeah,
like
true.
August is wiper
Yep.
time.
I'm with Kit though. How do we target? Because the body water we're going to, they actually have stripers.
They have stripers. I want to catch
Oh,
one
cool.
so
Yes.
bad.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And we know this for a fact. It has stripers because my brother-in-law caught one.
Easily
last year.
confused with strippers.
Yeah.
1P.
He
And
went to the lumberyard, caught a stripper.
With a worm.
oh my god. But they officially have stripers. We know that for 100% fact because I think they caught 2 last year.
I don't even know
Like
officially.
who did?
His
My brother-in-law
Oh.
and his buddy.
Nice.
I don't think
First-hand
officially.
info.
Yeah, officially, I don't think they are in there because if you look up information on this lake, it's not a species that is listed.
Interesting.
But it's in
they
there.
are in there.
They're in there
Cool.
because they caught it.
Do
And if
they?
they caught it, it's a catchable population. It's not
Yes.
just 1 or 2
And they
fish, I'm
released it,
sure.
obviously. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
they released
Yep.
it, but man, it'd be so.
Wow.
If we can catch this, what was? Oh, that's
That's
GoPro?
the deal there. We're out of
You
time.
ran out of
maybe
battery?
Hold on.
Yeah, it's dead.
Let me check it up. Is it bad?
While he's doing that, so we could talk about that. Like, do you know, like, the Kansas folks? So I know some DNR, if they don't stock it, they won't list it on the
Oh,
thing.
okay,
Where
sure.
Iowa, they will. If they come
If they
across
can
one in their surveys,
Find a population, though.
they'll list it on their survey map. But if, like, some states, if it's not official fish that they put in that lake, they won't list it on their survey because they don't want to encourage other people to do it or whatever.
Right. Because there's a few fisheries down there that they currently stock stripers in.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if they tried this at this lake maybe
Way back?
15 years ago or
Unsuccessful,
something.
but there's a
Yeah,
population.
but they're
there.
still lingering around in there.
Might be.
Yep.
So
Similar
what?
to the walleye population in Ankeny.
So, lately, gas prices, is that going to slow you guys down this year?
It
That's what I'm
hasn't
curious
yet.
about.
It hasn't yet.
Okay.
In regards to traveling.
Traveling,
Okay.
yep.
Any of
Well, luckily we have kayaks.
Exactly. So that's a big deal because, like,
You're
boat
not
guys,
pulling a boat trailer.
oh, man. So my mileage will cut in half.
Really?
Pulling a
The
boat.
diesel?
Really.
I thought it didn't even know it was back there.
I can do probably 22, 21 highway, and then I'll do like 12, 13.
That does make a difference when
Maybe
you're running
with the
$5
boat.
diesel.
Yeah,
I
I
suppose.
was gonna say diesel's expensive.
540. now.
540. You got to fill up at the shop, man.
I don't think it's gonna affect. I mean, I don't think it's gonna affect how far we travel because we don't travel too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frequency would be a different
But
Yeah,
deal.
that's a
that's-
big deal. That's where I see kayaks taking off and smaller.
So
You know,
you're,
stuff going.
you're spot on because I think kayaks right now, like used kayaks right now, is like the hottest thing that people can buy right
Yeah.
now because of gas prices. Whether you fish or not, it doesn't even matter.
Yep.
It's like that's what recreational wise, everybody's buying kayaks. So if you have a kayak, you want to use one, you can sell it for like kill
Yeah.
the money.
Yep.
So
Right now.
my boat's got a 18-gallon tank. It was $60 to fill up. Never been that. It was a big deal. If it's like 25.
Now it's starting to look
fill it
better
up.
to get that 4-stroke.
I know.
What kind of gas do you put in your boat?
Oh, I do the Mac Daddy.
Premium everywhere all
Yeah?
the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
In your truck?
I mean,
Wait, your
you
truck's
don't have
diesel,
to.
right?
I got a diesel, but
Yeah.
the boat I just do full on.
Yeah. I wouldn't
I
ever
mean,
mess with doing anything else.
It's not slowing me down. I don't know. It's not.
I don't
slowing me
drive. I
down
work
either.
from home. I don't drive anyway.
Brett hardly puts on any miles, but I just think that's something that's coming up that's going to be a
I
thing.
mean, if this trend continues, if we're looking at like $6 a gallon,
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh man.
Get that Rivian
Well,
electric truck.
Absolutely. I'm
Speak-
all in on the electric game.
They're expensive.
I think that's going to be a
Electric
big deal.
motor. Yeah. Outboard
The
motors.
electric outboards. Have you guys seen
no,
those?
no, I
Is
heard
that
about that, but
coming?
what is that?
So I've seen some guys doing electric only tournaments. It's bigger in the South where there's some reservoirs that are just drinking water sources.
No gas.
No gas allowed at all. So you have guys going on like a competitive bass tournament, but with electric only. So they'll get EL. Well, I can't remember the company. Anyway, they make a 50 horse equivalent electric motor that runs off of 96 volts.
Yep.
96
so,
volts.
yep.
Holy
So
cow.
guys will load a bunch of batteries in their boat, lithium, whatever, on like a 14 or 16 and just tear off down the lake.
Yep.
20, 30, 40 miles an hour.
Well, it's like Ada Hayden in Ames.
But there'll be
no
guys
power.
there too with trolling, 2 trolling motors off the back and,
Yep.
2 car batteries hooked up, whatever.
Well, I was reading that too. As it gets more kind of popular, everyone running more electric motors basically it might even replace your trolling motor sort of deal, because you can just
what's the
tone them up
doesn't
and down
matter,
for sure.
You could do the drive-by-wire where they turn and steer themselves.
Yeah.
How
It might
much
end up
are
doing
they
that.
running for those type of
They're pretty new.
outboard
They're
motors?
pretty expensive.
Okay, for now.
They're like at least double, they said, what an equivalent gas outboard would be.
Yeah. And those are just
So-
the motor. Those are no batteries.
A 9.9, what, $2,200? So you're looking at $2,400 for or $4,200, sorry,
Yeah.
for a electric 9.9.
That's just now.
And that's
get-
just a motor.
And all it is, what's interesting to me is that it's an electric motor up top running a shaft down through
Direct.
to a propeller. It's still got a lower gear, you got gear lube in the lower unit.
Yep.
It just has 2 wires coming off to hook up to your battery.
That's sick.
There's really nothing like
Me-
that special about
I
it.
think once they can find a way to manufacture that at a cheaper
Yep.
rate, that will definitely pick
Just
up.
got to get more. I think it just needs to be more popular.
I
And then
agree.
then you're loading a 14-foot boat with 6 or 10 batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing is the
lead
weight.
acid batteries.
Yeah, like my boat, built in 1994, is not rated for that kind of weight with all those batteries and however heavy that engine is compared to what a 2-stroke that it was rated for in '94.
Yeah.
for sure.
So that's an interesting aspect to think about.
Yeah, I think electric will be there for a lot of specific applications, but it'll be a while before we need a little better battery technology or lithium to come down in price a lot to where it's
Yeah, Tesla.
comparable.
I'm ready to buy my Tesla boat.
So there's people though that take use like a Prius battery or a Nissan Leaf battery and can use that.
Yeah?
That's
Solar,
that's,
if they can figure out the,
absolutely. Yep.
connect solar to it to make it work.
Have a bimini top, but it has solar panels.
about it.
on top.
Absolutely. Yep. That makes a big difference.
See,
There you go. Kit,
$1 billion
Come on.
idea.
make it happen.
Get it
I
going.
got a Bimini. You could put your solars on top all you want.
Oh,
I'm actually looking at a hybrid truck.
What are you looking at?
an F-150.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think those are slick.
Yeah.
The hybrid one?
I just
Or
hold
the
out for the Lightning.
Nah.
Yeah, well,
They're just
good luck.
releasing that now. I mean,
I think aren't they sold
just
out for
go all
like
in.
to 2023? I heard they were like.
Well, that-
Wait,
that ain't
you
bad.
got on a list for a Lightning?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I think
no,
there's
I'm
that
not
what-
buying a Ford. What are you
Oh.
talking about?
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna buy the Hummer
Anyway,
for like
that's a whole
Yeah,
nother-
yeah,
that's a whole nother
exactly.
deal.
$150,000.
Yeah. No, the Lightning is a really good deal though.
Yeah, it's like
compared to-
40,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's a normal
For the bare bones
kind of price.
nothing. Yeah.
Well, a normal bare bones F-150 is 40.
Yeah.
So same price.
I'm not buying that either.
The article I saw was the electric one's cheaper than the regular gas one
Really?
for the same trim.
Huh.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
Where
Electric power goes.
I think so. I think it's gonna. In a way, it reminds me of the internet. Remember when the first internet kind of came on? We had AOL and everything kind of like slowly. Then all of a sudden, the internet, boom.
Yep.
I think electric vehicles, just everything electric. We're in the stages where we're about to go boom.
Yep.
Yes.
I think that's what I believe. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting to me all the people buying lithium everything. Like boat batteries are prime for lithium, you know, and they're still expensive.
Yeah, I have a tough time buying a $1,200 boat battery.
You remember the Lightning lithium one we were looking at? Was
Yeah.
like a
It was
200
$1,200.
is 200 amp hour 12 volt or no 200
12 or 24 volt.
200 amp hour 24 volt or 100 amp hour.
It could do both.
Anyway, it had a 12 volt circuit where
Yeah.
you just power your electronics on it,
Yeah.
and it was like $1,500.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well,
But it is interesting. You could do both.
it'll come down. Just give it a couple of years. It'll come down in
Yep.
price. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure everything will.
Yeah,
I
We're-
think once we, because you guys ever heard of solid state batteries?
Yep.
I think once that starts gaining traction, lithium's gonna drop way down.
Well, yeah, Toyota's rolling those out.
Yeah, because that's like the next technological leap for batteries.
Yes. If we had better battery technology, everything else would fall right in.
Yeah,
No
for
big
sure.
deal. Prices start coming down on everything.
There we go.
I know oil companies are trying to keep their
Of course.
shareholders happy by keeping the price high, keep paying out dividends. They're not investing more into the process, so they're just they know it's coming to an end, so they're just gonna ride it out, make as much money as they
I
can.
mean, I'm going to ride out my 40-horse two-stroke forever, so there'll be a market.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll be drilling in your backyard trying to get
That's
some
fine.
two-stroke
It's just that
fuel.
two-stroke smoke. I like it. I like that smell.
It's like raw.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's nothing that can go wrong.
Plenty
too.
of carbon.
I
Nice.
mean,
There's a lot that can go wrong. But yeah.
just brick reliable.
Too.
The other day I had to do the water pump, and somehow,
Finally, after
well, yeah,
5
it
years,
pees
10
wicked
years.
now. Redid the water pump, but I didn't get the gear shifter line back up. So somehow the shift part ended up in forward, where my lower unit was still in neutral. And then so when I hooked her back up, all I had was nothing, because I couldn't pull it forward any further. I couldn't go anywhere. So I put her in the water, and I was like, well, shit.
You gotta pull her back out.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have that issue.
Yeah, I have no,
I really
have no
can't
idea
believe
what they're talking
you
about.
guys do not have a boat.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have that issue.
I really can't believe it.
Oh, Ben, I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
I talk about eating mee goreng all the time.
Eating what?
Mee
Dude.
goreng. Can you share your story of mee goreng?
Yeah.
Sure.
What we'll do is at the end. So we got it. I want to hear this because he did tell me a little bit about this, but I want to hear this story.
So Kit's videos, like, to me, okay, a guy catching fish, that's cool, right? I can get that, no problem. But to me, it's the details that count. So Kit going out there catching fish, yep, all right, he caught some cool fish.
Yeah.
but
Nothing out of
bringing
the
them
ordinary.
home and saying, hey, this is a recipe I like, that catches my interest. So I'm all about the catch and cook. And you already said, hey, that doesn't really get the views, like it doesn't correlate into
Yeah, there's
success. But
there's
to
no
me,
incentive for me to do catch and cooks right
no,
now.
to me, I'm like, all right, I can watch a guy catch fish all day, but to go take it home and cook it in a cool way and try something different that I've never tried,
Yeah.
I'm all in. So I've been stocking up on the catch and cook videos. So I'm watching the video and he's like, yep, mee goreng. These are these cool Asian noodles. I give you some.
Oh, the ramen
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
Kind
The
of like
no
ramen.
soup noodles.
No soup.
Well, yeah, but it
No.
wasn't like a ramen lookalike.
Yeah.
package
Yes,
or
yeah.
anything, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty cool. So I texted you. I was like, hey, you said Asian store. Like, I went to one. They didn't have anything. They didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And it was a legit store. You know, it was one of the bigger ones.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, you got to go down. You got to go down over here. That store will have
The real store
The real
will have
store,
it.
yeah. So it was a Saturday, I think, and I took my son down there. It's like, hey, we're going to the Asian store. We're going to get some megarang noodles.
He's 18 months old. He
Yep, he was
knows
excited.
shit.
He's like, yep, loading the truck up. We're heading down there. So we head down through Des Moines, and there's a forklift outside. There's bars on the window.
Did you
And
take
I'm
your
like,
kid into that?
Oh yeah, this is the spot. And we walk in, and I walk through a little bit, and the guy has like a whole pallet of all these mee goreng noodles, and
Oh, wow.
kid had the hot tip on where they're
Right
at.
now,
So,
it's sold out still.
Oh, I
Sold
bet.
that whole
There's-
pallet, huh?
yeah. So, and it was cheap too. It was way cheap. He said, yeah, you can buy it on Amazon if you want, but you know, you can always get it there. But this was like half the price of Amazon.
For sure.
And so I bought a whole box, and I should have bought two. It goes with everything. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Like, so like,
Everything.
I'm a white guy, like pretty, you know, vanilla kind of food choices, and these noodles are awesome. Like they go with everything.
sure.
And we're making them. You get the little seasoning packet,
Yeah.
the oil, the
Well,
I
like
don't know,
3
whatever else
seasoning
is in 'em.
packets.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a ton of options in there. You make it
Yeah.
however
Yep.
you want. And so we were doing that constantly. So we're out already. So
Yeah.
Gotta go
You
buy some more.
went through a whole box.
Oh yeah, easily.
Have you
And
had-
I gave
How's
some
your
to Brad, I gave some to my brother.
sodium levels in your blood?
who
sodium
cares?
levels?
Yeah, man. We
It's
didn't
good.
ask that question.
Don't matter. Taste
For me,
good.
it tasted like salty noodles. That's what it tasted like.
Did you follow the instructions?
Yeah.
No, I put everything
Oh,
together.
well,
I
that-
literally took all the seasonings
No.
and put them all in
No.
there and just ate it.
Have you had
It
sticky
was
rice
good.
left? So before we end this, have you guys had sticky rice yet?
No.
right.
And I watched the video on your little woven basket of
Yeah.
sticky
Yeah.
rice.
All right. We'll have to introduce you to that because
Okay.
it's going to be something that you guys will. Like we always say, we've never met anybody that we introduced it to that's didn't like it. That
Yeah.
didn't love it. Honestly, not even like they love it.
So
Yeah.
It's a staple, like, I guess,
Southeast Asia.
maybe I'm generalizing here, but for you guys, it'd be like bread.
Yep. That's really generalized.
like really good.
yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You guys don't eat bread?
We just live to eat
My
bread.
country hearth.
like good bread. No, it would be like a sweetened type of amazing bread, like succulent sweetness that you always eat.
So you
bread.
mix it salt with rice or sugar with rice?
Sticky rice? I mean, you can.
That's what makes it sticky?
You can.
Well,
no,
it's
no,
not really
No, 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 it's,
sweet.
It's not
It's
sweet.
how you
Has
cook
like-
it.
It has a sweetness
Ness,
to
yeah.
it. Oh, that part makes
It's
no
okay.
sense.
So we're gonna have. This is the thing. We'll have to just
over our heads.
introduce
Yeah.
you guys to it, and then you'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
now I get it. It's
Can we
fun.
put 2 pieces of Spam between it?
Yes,
yeah,
It'll-
you could.
it would kill, dude.
So-
if you think regular musubis that you've had,
Oh, that was awesome.
so wait, if you had that with sticky rice, holy shit, it'll take it to another level for you.
I'm in on
I
that.
kid you not.
One thing the parents used to do when you're a kid growing up, they'll take the sticky rice and they'll take fish and basically wrap it around the fish. So it's like a
Oval.
It's like a Twinkie
Oval ball.
made out of sticky rice
Yep.
with fish in the middle.
Yeah,
Sure.
and then they even put a little bit of salt in there too for if you want to sprinkle a little bit of salt. And like he's right, you wrap
So
it up.
you're
whole.
just running around playing as a kid holding
Whole-
You
this,
just always had this. in
yeah,
your hand.
holding this thing of rice and fish in the middle, or any kind of meat.
Yeah.
So all the Southeast Asian people who listen to this podcast, they're like, yeah, that's exactly what we used to do.
No,
So
that
they're
sounds
listening.
awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll have to introduce you guys.
Next catch and cook there
So,
for you.
so the mee goreng noodles, though, they were a game changer. They were like, all right, we can make some chicken nuggets. All right,
Yep.
we'll make some noodles too.
Yeah.
Throw them on there. It's awesome. I mean, it's kicking it up to a whole.
Henry
nother
liked
level.
it?
Loves them.
Nice.
Have you tried the on a bed of lettuce or the noodles? Yeah, on
Yeah.
a bed of lettuce.
No.
Iceberg lettuce?
Iceberg lettuce.
Yes.
All right.
Try it with that, and then you know what you can actually do. So if you want, if you have fish, that's fine.
Yep.
But even if you do steaks, if you chop up steaks, or even eggs, eggs go with
Yeah,
me.
that's what you
Or
told me about.
Yeah.
eggs.
So like on the package, you got a whole, sunny side up egg.
There you go.
That was legit.
See, there you go.
Man, genius.
Awesome. All right, man.
that's
Well,
our cue.
I think that's our cue to end the day,
Bingo's
'cause
about to start.
Bingo's about to start, guys. But other than that, do you got anything else for the short rod show, guys? Kid?
Yeah, I mean, man, this guy's talking really.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, we gotta get
Just
out.
give yourselves, just give yourselves a quick plug.
So shortrodshow.com. You can find us there. You can find us on iTunes, all your major podcast platforms.
Yep.
We're recording roughly November through March, which is the ice season here in Iowa. So you won't find us this time of year, but love to get on the podcast. Thanks for having us out, guys. It's a
Yep.
great time.
It's been a
Thanks
lot
for
of fun.
coming on.
For sure. Thank you for joining us, guys. And yeah, you guys make sure we'll put all the links and everything for their podcast. So make sure you guys check them out. Bunch of cool guys that like to fish in Iowa here with us. And we're going to get them on some sticky rice here pretty soon. So hopefully they'll love that. But other than that, until next time, guys.